Good morning. Here is the news at 10. First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu calls for synergy between Lagos State Government and Nigeria Ports Authority. President Tinubu urges ECOWAS to declare illegal mining, stealing of minerals as international crime. On the foreign scene, fire kills 16 people in Bangladesh garment factory. And in sport, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen scores hat-trick as Nigeria defeats Benin 4-0 in World Cup qualifier to secure playoff spot. Now the details. Dele Agadumo. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has called for synergy and cordial relationship between the Lagos State Government and the Nigerian Ports Authority (NPA) to make ports in the state better. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who said ports play a vital role in Lagos and Nigeria's economy, stressed the need for both the state government and NPA to work together to realize the aspirations and promises of President Bola Tinubu to Nigerians. The governor made the appeal during a courtesy visit by the Board of Directors of the Nigerian Ports Authority, led by its chairman, Adedayo Adeyeye, at the Lagos House Marina. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who said his administration has done a lot to address the issue of traffic congestion in Apapa, attributed 60% of the accidents on Lagos roads to carelessness of truck drivers loading goods from ports in Lagos State. Speaking earlier, Chairman Board of Directors of the Nigerian Ports Authority, Adedayo Adeyeye, commended Governor Sanwo-Olu's administration for solving the Apapa traffic gridlock and for maintaining a good relationship with NPA, noting that the agency is ready to promote a good relationship with Lagos. The Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, DSVA, has announced the documentation of 41 distinct cases of technology-facilitated sexual and gender-based violence, underscoring a critical and emerging threat within the state. In a decisive response to this trend, the agency launched a proactive sensitization program for secondary school students. The advocacy event themed Technology and Sexual and Gender-Based Violence, SGBV, engaged 100 students from District 5. Participating schools included Ojo Senior High School, Ojo Junior High School, Community Senior and Junior Secondary School, and Lagos State Senior and Junior Model College, Ojo. The program commenced with formal opening proceedings, followed by a welcome address delivered by Ms. Adeton Odumbo and Mr. Damilare Adeusi, who represented the Executive Secretary of the DSVA, Lola Vaivo Adeniyi. Adeusi underscored the urgent need for digital responsibility and vigilance. The Lagos State chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has noted with great optimism the ongoing political realignment in the southeast. In a statement signed by its Lagos spokesperson, Sheye Oladejo, the party says the development underscores a new dawn of inclusion, vision, and national cohesion. The party says President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda is creating room for every zone to flourish, anchored on fairness, opportunity, and inclusiveness. It adds that APC remains the only credible platform for national stability, progress, and development. As the Southeast and other regions strengthen their handshake with the national leadership, the dream of one Nigeria, anchored on equity and inclusion, is being realized. Now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu has urged the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to designate resource theft, including illegal mining and the stealing of minerals, as an international crime. Tinubu said this at the 2025 Annual General Assembly of the Network of National Anti-Corruption Institutions in West Africa at the ECOWAS Secretariat in Abuja. The president, who was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, warned that the practice poses a direct threat to the stability and security of the West African region. He noted that illicit financial flows and the plundering of mineral resources have become a growing menace, fueling insecurity and violent crimes across the sub-region. Tinubu added that stealing of mineral resources is on the rise in the region, fueling the proliferation of small arms and light weapons and other violent crimes such as kidnapping and banditry. The Nigerian Association of Medical and Dental Academics, NAMDA, has debunked rumors that its members are on strike. The association clarified its position in a statement jointly signed by its president, Musa Lansi Ore, Secretary General Abdurrahman Shehu, and National Liaison Officer and Organizing Secretary Mohammed Askira in Abuja. It says NAMDA is the trade union for medical lecturers in universities, tertiary health and research institutions, reaffirming that it remains an independent union with the capacity to negotiate its interests and uphold mutual respect. The statement adds that the clarification became necessary following persistent inquiries from members, the media and the public regarding its stance on the ongoing withdrawal of services by another academic union in the university system. The Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, PSN, has called on the federal government to ensure fairness and a level playing ground for all professionals in the nation's health sector. It also warned that one-sided policies and preferential treatment have continued to breed disunity and inefficiency in the delivery of quality healthcare. PSN President Ayuba Tanko Ibrahim made the call at the pre-conference press briefing ahead of the Society's 98th Annual National Conference scheduled to take place in Bayero University, Kano. Tanko Ibrahim specifically condemned the proposed salary relativity between the Consolidated Health Salary Structure and the Consolidated Medical Salary Structure, describing the move as unjust and capable of widening existing divides. Now to foreign news, at least 16 people have died after a huge fire broke out at a garment factory in Bangladesh, with officials warning that the toll could rise. 16 bodies have been recovered and would be handed to families after DNA testing, as they have been burnt beyond recognition. Distraught relatives gathered outside the 4-story building in Dakar's Nipur area on Tuesday in search of their loved ones still missing. The blaze, which broke out at the factory around midday, was extinguished after 3 hours. Large fires are relatively common in densely populated Bangladesh, often due to lax safety standards and poor infrastructure, with hundreds of people have been killed in fires in recent years. Meanwhile, officials in northern Dhaka had confirmed that the warehouse had no occupancy certificate or license to operate. Now, sports. Super Eagles has ended their World Cup qualifying campaign on a high note with a 4-0 victory over Benin Republic. The win is not enough to seal automatic qualification for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. A brilliant hat trick from Victor Osimhen and a goal from Frank Onyeka gave the Eagles a convincing win. Despite missing out on the automatic ticket, Nigeria secured one of the best second-place spots and will now advance to the playoffs in Morocco this November. Meanwhile, South Africa's Bafana clinched the Group C top spot after a 3-0 win against Rwanda, finishing with 18 points, one ahead of Nigeria on 17 points. Benin also ended on 17 but fell short on goal difference. And that is our news at 10. Just before we go, do not overtake when you think it might endanger other traffic on the road. You can follow us on like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961, Subscribe and watch news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM live on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration completed and commissioned 384 capacity multi-level car park at Onikon, Lagos? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news are the highlights of the major stories. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has called for synergy and cordial relationship between the Lagos State Government and the Nigerian Ports Authority (NBA) to make ports in the state better. President Bola Tinubu has urged the economic community of West African states (ECOWAS) to designate resource theft, including illegal mining and the stealing of minerals, as an international crime. Also told you that at least 16 people have died after a huge fire broke out at a garment factory in Bangladesh, with officials warning that the toll could rise. And in sport, Super Eagles has ended their World Cup qualifying campaign on a high note with a 4-0 victory over Benin Republic. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Zainab Adebeshi. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.